John Pass.
Yes.
Richard Knoll.
Aye. We have a second reading. This is item 7B.
A second reading to an ordinance authorizing the mayor to advertise for sale certain real estate owned by the City of Portsmouth located in the 6th Ward, commonly referred to as Parcel ID 342898, which contains approximately 50 acres as per survey, located near US 52 as further described in the attached legal description, and further authorizing the mayor to establish guidelines and restrictions as to the use and or development of this property.
Mr. President,
Mr. Albrecht.
I move this constitute second reading.
Mr. Albrecht has moved that this constitute a second reading. Any questions or comments on the ordinance?
Mr. President,
Mr. Judge.
just real briefly, want to address one comment that was made. I think this particular ordinance has went through the proper protocol and procedure. It went before the Planning Commission. It was voted out of the Planning Commission, and as is the procedure to here at City Council to determine whether or not this is something that council wants to do. As respect to Mr. Saddler, who is employed by the Ohio Department of Transportation, based upon information that I'm aware of, and based upon what this ordinance is asking the council to do, I don't see any conflict.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. Anyone else have any questions or
I would
comments?
also like to comment on that. I did make it very clear from the get-go that I do not have a conflict of serving on this council and with my employment. I do have paperwork from our chief legal department in ODOT. I will make that available to anybody that would like to see that. There is no conflict with that. As per the property in question, there is no conflict with that either, Mr. Lowe. This property has nothing to do with ODOT. So, my opinion, and the opinion of the solicitor and others, I'm sure, there is no conflict at that point. So, thank you.
Mr. Abdul.
I have a conflict of interest problem. The answer to that is that from this is from Judy Wilson, not pronounce that, Alice Looper, Assistant Chief Counsel. And there's no problem with Mr. Saddler sitting on the council, but any negotiations, according to her opinion, that any negotiations or voting anything concerning maintenance or improvements in that area, and the city does have responsibility for the right of way. And say that Mr. Saddler should abstain from voting or any discussions on anything concerning this. I talked with two engineers in Chillicothe, and they had run by the people that wrote it down, Ron Wilson and Troy Hutt. And this is what they sent you is question. Rich Saddler, you employed on ODOT transportation. That's the question you asked. And the answer is a person may serve simultaneously as a member of the Portsmouth City Council, nonpartisan, and as a transportation tech specialist, tech specialist in ODOT's District 9, provided that as a council member who does not participate in any deliberations, discussions, negotiations, or votes concerning the city's construction, improvement, maintenance, which this does concern maintenance, or repair of a state road. I don't think there's any question that, and they had no doubt that the city is responsible for that right of way. And I haven't seen anything that shows the exact area that the city controls there and the state controls according to the survey. And this is in my ward, and I have a strong feeling that this is a dangerous place. Mr. Van Again, this is not sure tonight, but the rock that he was talking about is not just a rock, it's a huge bunch of large rocks. And it's hidden now by the undergrowth. But I checked that out, and it is washing around it. It's a hazard waiting to fall. And there has been 2 big rocks that fell in that area. And there's, that's on the west end. And I've heard it spoke here of this being a wall. And there's places where it does look like a wall, but it's all cracked. It's coming down. This last rain brought down more. You can see in the video, Mr. Rowe has, where the yellow dirt is coming from all the way up to the top and down over the rocks and into the cracks. And that is a hazard, a safety hazard, and it's waiting to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And unless the city takes this serious, and I'm not saying that they can't cut maybe some trees up there, but to go in like they're doing now and clear cut that whole hill come down. And so I think this should be tabled until at least we check the safety end of it out.
Mr. Arnold.
I've heard nothing about any clear cutting being done up there, and I think the mayor, this gives the mayor the right to see what's going to be done and restrict different things like that. I've heard nothing from a geological engineer, nobody with any qualifications whatsoever. This is a second reading. I think maybe if the solicitor will take the copy that Mr. Knoll has and go through it and see whether or not that Mr. Saddler can vote or cannot vote. And then we have one more meeting to bring this back.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Solicitor, if you could double check me on this, what was read to us, as far as Mr. Saddler talks about, he's not allowed to vote on this if it's maintaining or improving. I've been in the same readings you gentlemen have, and we're not maintaining or improving this property, we're trying to sell this property. So, if it's not being maintained, it's not any issue with maintaining it. We're not building a road up there. The safety concerns are on the property that the Ohio Department of Transportation owns. It seems like it's pretty simple, we're just deciding whether to sell some property or not. Is that how you take it?
In essence, yes, Mr. Basham, I do not see any conflict with Mr. Saddler in this particular ordinance. I see the conflict.
I would like to make another comment. I do have the same thing that you have, Mr. Knoll. I would like to read it in its entirety, since you only read just parts of it that kind of alluded to some other different things. It says the question, may Rich Saddler be employed as ODOT District 9 Transportation Tech Specialist in a classified position while simultaneously holding a position of Portsmouth City Council member, nonpartisan? Is the position of ODOT Transportation Technician Specialist compatible with that of the Portsmouth City Council member? That is the question being asked, okay, when they did the compatibility review. The answer from Chief Legal was, a person may serve simultaneously as a member of the Portsmouth City Council member, nonpartisan, as a transportation tech specialist in ODOT's District 9, provided that as a council member, he does not participate in any deliberations, discussions, negotiations, or votes concerning the city's construction, improvement, maintenance, or repair of a state road, or a federal, state, or county road, or an agreement between the city and a board of county commissioners to have the department construct a road improvement. There again, I would like to thank Mr. Basham on what he said there. There is no incompatibility there.
there.
And I do have this, if anybody would like to see this, this is from the Chief Legal Office. There is the whole part about our ethics and everything else that this does not pertain to in no matter. This is a piece of property that the City of Portsmouth is trying to sell, and there is no conflict of interest with that.
Thank you, Mr. Saddler. Mr.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had the entire thing, and I didn't want to read the whole thing.
Again,
Well, on the second page of this, it's got 7 reasons on here why he can or cannot serve, or should have, and on the second page, it says, as a transportation tech specialist, you have a number of responsibilities. According to an official job description, a transportation tech specialist acts as staff specialist in production. You inspect simple projects to ensure contractor compliance to plans, notes, and guidelines, and approve the use of contingencies as quantity and plan design. You also review and design simple plans for highway construction projects, improvements, and receive training standard, and it goes on. And the next paragraph says, it is possible that the Portsmouth City Council may have issues before it concerning construction, maintenance, and the main thing that I'm concerned with is the maintenance part of it, or improvement of state roads that are under the control of ODOT. Member of the City Council who also serves as an ODOT transportation tech specialist will be required to discuss or negotiate on such matters. It might be difficult for a council member to perform his duties. Objective is to discern this interesting matter. However, the mere possibility that a person might be subject to a conflict of interest does not bar him from serving in both positions. Factors considered include probability of conflict. The ability of the person to remove himself should a conflict arise, whether the person exercises decision-making authority in both positions, and whether the conflict relates to the primary function of each position or to a financial or budgetary matters. And it goes down in the next paragraph. It says if this does conflict, then the member could abstain from participating without going into all the detail.
Thank you, Mr. Gold. Any other questions or comments on the proposed ordinance? There being none, Mrs. A.
Chris Saddler,
aye.
Nicholas Basham,
Aye.
Gerald Albrecht,
Aye.
John Hess,
Yes.
Richard Knoll,
No.
Kevin Johnson.
No.
We have a second reading. Item 7C, first reading, Mrs. A.
An ordinance to appropriate $12,000